who's from Mexico. He has a studio down there, Kodama Studio. He studied in Japan, and I'm going to turn it over to him because he get tired of this. See? Okay, thank you. Welcome. Let's give him a hand. Oh, I'm sorry. We have another guest tonight. Stand up and introduce yourself.
Hi everyone, my name is Kitty, and I like to join the class to see if I learn to live the tree. I live around here in Capital City.
Awesome. Great. Okay. So if you guys want to sign up, see Shirley. Okay, for registration. Okay. And Hugo's going to be putting classes on. Bob, do you know if they got full on? What?
Yeah. Let me make a couple announcements real quick.
Go ahead, Bob.
Hugo's here as part of the California Bonsai Society Visiting Artists Program, where we bring in an international artist 4 times a year and share them with the rest of the clubs. And we've had some really good artists over the years, and we'll have some more good ones coming up. Tomorrow, Hugo is doing a workshop at Doyle's house down in Gardena, and a demo for Daiichi tomorrow night. I think there might be a space or 2 left in the workshop. I'm not sure. You have to get a hold of Doyle. Saturday is doing a small workshop at my place, and there are 2 spots left for that. And then he's doing a demo at or a critique at Kofukai Saturday night.
Okay.
And Sunday he'll be doing another workshop at Jason Chan's Eastern Leaf in Chino.
Just bring your own tree, and he'll help you style.
Right. And he's good, and he likes to make sure that people really leave knowing something you didn't know when you got here, which is a good thing. The other announcement I want to make is the Sunday after Thanksgiving, California Bonsai Society has our annual members sale, again at Yamaguchi Nursery in West LA. The last couple of years, it just keeps getting bigger and better, and it's been, an incredible sale, and I expect it to be bigger and better this year. The gates open at 9. People usually start lining up about 6:30. And I'm a Nazi about it. Nobody gets in early. But definitely I encourage everybody to come. If you're a member of CBS, you can sell your trees, and it's an 80-20 split. And if you're a member of the public, you can buy trees. It's an opportunity to get some really good material at really reasonable prices. So now, our friend from Mexico.
Yes.
He studied in Japan for 3 years with Kunio Kobayashi, 3 years straight, and then has gone back for a month or 2 or 3 months at a time for another 3 years. Back Monday, when he's done with Jason's, he's getting on a plane and going over there to Japan to help Mr. Kobayashi set up an exhibit in a temple in Kyoto next week. So let's listen and learn.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much for inviting me. First of all, I want to say I'm sorry for my English is not that good. If you have any questions or
Says that every day.
no, but that's true. So okay, I always say that I prefer, as Bob said, I prefer not to leave just beautiful trees. I always prefer to leave knowledge. Then you can use that knowledge to your trees and your future trees. And I don't like to kill trees. That is very common in demonstrations, because always we have to overwork the trees. So I prefer to be very respectful with the trees. Sometimes the final result in the demonstrations are not as good as people want. This is like a Roman circus. Everybody wants to see blood and chainsaw, like, yeah, I can do it, I'm bending, heavy bendings and everything. But for me, it's not like that. For me, I'm trying to do the best for the trees. Sometimes the best is to shape all the tree and wire the whole tree and make a beautiful design. Sometimes if the tree is the material is in the right conditions, sometimes just to make the first approach and then let the next people or the owner people to continue with the developing of the tree. So in this case, I'm going to use just a few branches, just a really few branches to make the tree. So the main work now is to clean the tree and also to try to recognize the trunk's line, because now we have, you can see from the front, you can see, of course, this is the trunk line, but from this point, we have two main big branches, and there's one trunk here, another trunk here, but we have several branches in this area. And then each trunk here has another two branches, another split area here. And this tree is not very flexible. Even if the tree is not a very thick trunk, the tree looks very old. If somebody wants to come, these branches are not really flexible. So if I'm trying to bend that branches, I'm sure that I'm going to break that branches. It is not easy with other trees and maybe younger trees. It's easy to bend branches, even this thick in junipers or pines, this thick, without any problem. But this tree is almost impossible. Okay, so I can use different techniques like splitting the trunk or carving the trunk, then using raffia, but I'm just going to move the trunk a little bit, and it will be not really a really important movement to give character to the tree. So I'm deciding to do something completely different. Any question? So,
What species is that?
it's a San Jose juniper, right?
San Jose?
Yep.
Yeah, I got that from Mr. Leaf, Jason Chan.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Told you not to give it the blue pill before the meeting.
I know. It's all this damn rain, man.
Okay, so if you have any question, please just let me know about this tree or about design or another trees. Just let me know. I'm going to clean a little bit. I'm almost sure what I want to do. So, let me see. And I will try to explain as much as I can why I'm taking that decision. Somebody wants to or give me some ideas about this tree, or what do you think? Is it better to work with this trunk or maybe this one or both of them? What do you think? Any clue? Or maybe nobody's understanding
One on the
anything.
right's got more movement, the one on the left is too straight.
Yeah, this one has a little bit more movement, but it's not a really important movement, but maybe it can be. But also this tree had all the best foliage came from here to the top. From here to here we don't have movement, and it's important to try to make the trees make as old as possible. With this long tree.
Will you tilt it back so we can see the lower trunk better? Like just kind of tip the tree back.
Mhm.
Is there foliage on the lower trunk? Can you make it like a little shady size tree?
Maybe just here there are a couple of branches with some foliage, but not too much here.
Not really.
This branch a little bit. Any other clue? Or nobody is understanding anything that I'm
So,
saying?
We understand. Just don't know. Just say.
and that is gonna be printed off tonight.
Oh, good, so I can take it home.
Yes, again.
Hey, you know.
Oh, quick question, Bob. How did the grafted bougainvillea do? Alive?
Yeah, but I think I donated it, didn't I donate it to the,
Was it that giant thing that Doyle brought me?
yeah. to
Oh,
the-
they got sold at the rendezvous.
They got sold at the rendezvous.
I thought it was
It
alive.
looks good. It was again green and bushy.
I didn't
I don't-
recognize that.
I'm not willing to keep anything with tropical trees.
You're right.
But yeah, no, it was good.
Okay. I was wondering if it's, the progression of it.
They took, but
Oh, that was the first time ever seeing a grafted one.
yeah, I think all of them took.
Oh, wow, okay. Very cool. What are you doing, Hugo? Talk to me. What are you doing?
Now I'm just
Okay.
cleaning the base of the trunk and the first part of the trunk. Just
So have you decided which branch you're gonna use to the,
yeah.
for the trunk line?
Before starting, I already decided my design.
You gonna let us know?
Yep.
It's just a secret.
It's a secret.
Hold the sheet around.
It's a surprise. Now, but before doing that, I'm cleaning just to be sure that I'm taking the right decision.
What do you think about the health of that tree?
It looks like it was a little bit sick a couple months ago, and now it's recovering the energy and the health.
Yeah, I've been feeding it to get it back in shape.
But I think for this kind of trees needs to be cleaned before, even with the feeding. You have to clean the tree and take off all the weak foliage and the actual branches. Then you can get a better growing back body.
The only reason I didn't do that, because I've been told before, don't touch a tree until it's young guy told me. I said, okay.
At least
I've
cleaning.
done that
Come
before.
on.
Yeah, and I got in trouble, so I didn't.
Ooh. No coming back after that. Demo's over, everybody.
Little by little after the cleaning, we can see the trunk. I cut this trunk. It was in the first part was a little bit straight, and always I get possibility with Johnny Persons to make it dead with, so maybe to leaving a big piece of the branch. We can make a good shari and jeans and dead with areas. But in this case, I think with this size it's enough. And maybe you will see at the end. Continue with the cleaning. Are you always that quiet?
What's your what is your game plan right now? Like your final product, how would it look like? Cascade, semi-cascade, full upright?
Usually, I think that's a very good question. The people is always worry about the design, what kind of tree, what kind of style we are making. But in fact, just not that important. Of course, I know maybe it will be a Moyogi, informal upright, but that's not important. That's just to make to give some guidelines to the people, to the beginners, just to let the people understand more or less the shapes, some shapes. But for example, in Japan, in the exhibitions, nobody's using in the information cards. Nobody is writing the styles. Just the name of the tree and the owner, and that's it. Even the years in training, it's like, who cares? If I tell you, oh, this tree has 25 years in training and the tree is horrible and looks like this, then you can say, okay, then there were 25 years of mistakes. If the tree is beautiful, even with just 1 year in training, it's okay. You are making a great job in just 1 year. So it's not important how many years. It's not really important which is the main style. With the big trees, with the big jomadoris, it's a big mistake to try to fit that trees in a traditional styles. They are very wild, sometimes with reverse tapers, with very natural and wild trunks. So I'm not cutting very old, thick, twisted branches in Jomadori just to fit that tree in my classical style that I read in the books. Okay, so it's a good question, but in general it's not that important. Okay, for beginners and in the beginner classes, it's important. I'm always teaching that styles, like cascade and everything. I'm teaching them that styles. But when I'm making multi, I'm just trying to recognize the trunks line, the shape, the harmony in the tree, the balance, something like that. Okay.
How tall do you envision that tree being?
You want to my surprise?
You eat pizza with pineapple. I ain't giving you a break.
Oh, no, he does?
Pizza with
It's
pineapple?
a glazed pizza, and you got pizza with pineapple over there.
It was our secret.
We can't be friends either. Sorry.
It's delicious.
Fruit does not belong on pizza. Sorry.
See? He's not even Italian.
That was a big debate on my campus.
I couldn't believe it. I was embarrassed.
Tomatoes technically
Did,
fruit.
did you put ham on it too?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, no, sorry. Now we really can't be friends.
That's what I told him. I'm gonna have Doyle put him up the rest of the week.
What is your favorite species of tree to work on?
Junipers, pines, maples.
Why?
I really like the shape, the growing natural style, and for making bonsai, usually they are very flexible. We can use different techniques like grafting and or bendings. I like the foliage.
Well, if you like maples and you don't like to do so much wiring,
Yeah, actually, I used to wire a lot the maples, but I also making the maples by cuttings and
directional pruning.
yep.
Oh yeah.
Who takes care of your trees when you're not at home?
I have 6 apprentices, and they are taking care of my trees, and also one employee that it's watering the trees.
How many trees do you have?
Between the finished trees and projects and small plants, maybe almost 1,000.
It's too many. It's a business.
So you sell out of your
Nursery?
nursery?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Is it pretty popular down there?
Now it's becoming very popular in Mexico. In general, in Latin America, it's becoming really popular.
Whereabouts in Mexico are you?
Hmm?
Whereabouts in Mexico are you?
In Mexico City, in south of Mexico City.
Oh,
Yeah.
How do you choose your apprentices?
It's not easy. They used to ask me for being an apprentice, and for me, it's not important if they are very skillful. For me, it's more like if I recognize that they're really into the bonsai. If they are
Passionate?
exactly. Yeah, because I can teach the techniques and skills and everything, but if they don't have that passion, it's difficult.
So you're jetting that,
Yeah, no, I'm not work too much in this gene. I just want to hide the flat cut a little bit, and then I'm going to continue with the.
So how tall do you imagine that tree being?
Show me, Peter.
Nice style.
You're a bad guy.
Teach you to eat pizza with pineapple.
Next time I will order my pizza with pineapple and cherries.
Double pineapple.
Get anchovies too, they won't be it next time.
I like anchovies though.
With pineapple?
No pineapple. No pineapple.
As he said, actually the tomato is also a
Yes,
fruit.
yes.
Yeah.
Nightshade family.
Lots of things that go on pizza.
None of it should be called pizza. If it ain't got cheese and sauce, it ain't pizza.
Pineapple and cherries and put an umbrella on it.
That's called drink. That's called drink now.
Margarita pizza, no sauce.
No sauce.
Margarita pizza, no sauce.
And a cup.
Now we're talking. Have enough of them, even pineapple tastes good.
Hugo, do you prefer power tools from Kimura? Or you do like hand tools better?
No, with junipers I prefer hand tools,
Okay.
and with series trees, mixing between power tools in the beginning, and then they finish it with hand tools. Okay, let's see.
So is that tree gonna have the classic proportions of 1 to 6?
Maybe.
Ask the same question. How tall the tree's gonna be? I'm waiting for number 3.
How wide is it gonna be?
We can talk about pizzas and.
Question, what trees grow well in Mexico?
Junipers, pines, elms, maples.
'Cause I know the weather there is crazy, man.
Yeah, in Mexico City, the temperature in winter it's about 25 degrees, 28, and in summer just 80, 82. So it's not that warm, it's not that cold. So I can grow since tropicals to conifers. Maybe I can't grow large, I can't grow white pine. And the very, very tropical trees, I have to keep them in winter. I have to keep it in a greenhouse. But in general, I can grow almost all kind of trees.
You're high, you're a mile high, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it's a very high one. It's about
Or anything about the altitude change?
yeah. Mexico City. It's around 6,000 meters over sea level, rounded of mountains. It's
18,000 feet. That's up there.
Hey Bob, she's getting really short. She's getting really short.
So how tall are you gonna be?
between this and this.
Would you graft back onto it, Hugo?
Hmm?
Would you graft back onto it?
No, maybe it could be. Okay, now the tree looks a little bit different than 20 minutes ago.
Wow, it took 20 minutes to cut 2 branches.
Do you have a drink yet, Bob?
Huh?
Do you have a drink yet today?
I haven't had a drink.
Wow.
That might be a problem. No, I told him, I gave him fair warning, I was gonna give him hell after I ordered that pizza. He thought I was kidding.
It's gonna be Glenn.
Does we have some raffia or something? No?
Got wrapping tape. Electric. Haven't, got shot towel.
So you can put raffia on it tomorrow, make the big band.
Not maybe.
Just wrapped onto it.
After you win it?
It's going home with Bob.
No, he's not. I'll get him.
Oh, okay.
Oh, wow, wow. We got
There
some
you go.
fighting words
Tell
here,
me,
Bob.
Mary.
We got some fighting words.
Tell him, Mary.
History's on my side.
So what's your favorite thing to do outside of bonsai?
What's my favorite?
Favorite thing to do outside of bonsai?
I like to breed dogs.
What kind of dogs do you like to
The
breed?
Pomeranian.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
Show me here.
Shohin Huskies.
Show me.
They got the edits for it.
They make good guard dogs?
Hmm?
Do they make good guard dogs?
Excellent.
They're noisy.
Yeah, they're
Very
noisy.
noisy. What was the highlight of your apprenticeship? I'll get off the head of the tree for a while.
Okay, I learned a lot in my apprenticeship, many techniques, design, everything, but the mindset, how to work, how to think about design and not about trees, because we have to learn about aesthetics, about art, about sculpture, painting, like that, not just bonsai. In the beginning, of course, we have to learn about bonsai, about how to wiring and everything. But after that, it's like training the eyes, like a sommelier with wine. They have to train the tongue. It's the same with bonsai, to train eyes. So we have to understand about aesthetics, not just about bonsai. And I think that's the main thing.
Kobayashi was a pretty easy teacher, right?
More or less. He's a very good teacher. It's not easy, but it's a very good person.
What is
I was
it?
impressed that when I was there, he was on his hands and knees pulling weeds out of the pond, right alongside the apprentices. Like he doesn't ask them to do anything that he wouldn't do.
How old is he?
What are you doing now?
Like 78. And now with this
75
branch
now.
that I'm going to bend, I'm making like kind of warm up when, like before the exercise. Yeah, I'm moving a little bit to soft
Give it
branch.
flexibility.
Yeah, because even these small branches are very hard. That's why I ask for some raffia. So if I'm breaking the branch, it's not my fault because I don't have raffia.
Your fault, you could have brought it with you. We had a whole bunch of it. In fact, you said this afternoon we should bring some raffia.
Since those bottom branches are so like small and weak looking, wouldn't this tree be good material for semi-cascade or full cascade? Because it's so apical dominant, it's got all those shoots.
Yeah, maybe for the first impression, maybe it can be candidate for cascade, but look at this. It's not like a real hanging natural shape. For making a cascade trees or semi-cascade trees, I prefer to have it with when the trunk is it's like it's obvious that you can see the trunk falling, so or hanging. And this tree is like pretty straight. It's very long, but it's pretty straight. Then we have to make like a very long arch, long curve to make the cascade. I think it's not interesting. That's why I'm not thinking on cascade.
I was thinking more like a time shortcut. You don't gotta wait for those bottom branches to thicken up.
But I think with these small branches it will be enough.
That size trunk, they don't have to thicken up too much.
What?
With that size trunk, they don't really need to thicken up too much.
Okay. I almost finishing.
Where do you get that whole pizza?
Dessert pizza.
Can you tell us a little bit about the Kobayashi studio?
Yeah, we can talk maybe 6 days about that. But if you have,
You haven't said very much about it.
yeah, but if you have any specific question about
Just
that,
general for the
it's there's nothing in studio and or garden. It's a museum, so it's a little bit different. In many things, it works like a regular garden. It's a special place because first of all, it's in Tokyo. It's important. There are many other gardens or museums where they are in other cities. So then they don't have enough visitors. For us, it's common to have like TV programs, TV shows, and magazines, interviews, international visitors, because it's a very important place. The quality of the trees should be the top of the top of the top. That there's not a place to learn how to grow material or from seeds or cuttings, or it's just the final work in the trees, just to take a very nice and awesome bonsais and turn them into the masterpieces, just like final details. It's a very traditional way to place to learn. I think there's not any other place in Japan or in the world with that traditional style. There are many other gardens or nurseries, but not at that with that traditional way to teach. All the other gardens are more for in the Western way for foreign people. They used to work just from Monday to Friday. They used to work from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. In Shunkaen, with my teacher's place, we used to work from Sunday to Sunday, from 6:30 in the morning to 10 p.m. in the night, every day. In summer, we have to spray pesticides, so every 4 days, more or less, we have to wake up around 4 a.m. So it's very difficult and different than other places. We have to. In Japan, they said we don't work for living. We are living for working. So it's always working. The apprentices, we became like monks. We are always there inside. We can say, oh, I'm for my taking off days, just hanging. Of course not. So it's difficult, but I think it's a very nice place to learn.
Did you have a hard time then when you came back to Mexico and you're working on much more inferior material?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, definitely. Like a post-Japan depression.
Going through that right now.
That's because of the pizza.
Burn all my trees. I know, I came home, I want to burn all my trees and pizza. I don't last.
Does he eat dinner with you guys? He eats dinner with you guys?
Always, he's taking breakfast, lunch, and dinner with us. Always.
One guy, he's got the
guys spray the pesticides, what do you do after that? Just go back and work on them,
No, well, with trees, yeah.
even though there's Okay.
Yeah, there's not enough time to be careful.
Well, he's old, so it must be okay, right?
Yeah.
He's still alive.
He's lived.
Deserves them.
Yeah.
Because the apprentices are spraying.
Oh. Sorry?
Oh, no, please.
Yeah, as Bob said, Mr. Kobayashi is 78, and he is always working very hard at the same rhythm as us. He's always the first guy doing the hard work. So I can't imagine now he's rich, he's famous. It's in the bonsai world. It's popular and like powerful. I can't imagine at his 20s when he was poor and nobody, no famous. How the way to work. It's amazing.
Did his dad do bonsai? Or
Hmm?
Did his dad, like, is he
No.
not his
No, his dad was just like a regular plant grower.
Flowers.
Mm-hmm.
He
Flowers.
grew flowers.
Mhm.
And I don't know if he still does, but until recently he was still growing some flowers because of the tradition.
Yeah, it's in the Asagao season in summer. Mr. Kwesi, he's not growing that flowers. He's buying flowers, but it's like a traditional festival for that kind of flowers in Japan, and it was a very traditional for his family to grow and sell that flowers. So now Mr. Kobayashi is not growing that flowers. He's buying the flowers and it's selling for 2 weeks. That flowers just as a tradition, as a family tradition.
Who's gonna take over when he's gone?
Nobody knows because he has 3 daughters and 4 granddaughters, and just the last one is a grandson. I think it's 9 years old.
You be going back.
Senor Hugo,
Yeah.
is the California Mexican food as good as the Mexican food?
No, because it's different. The food here it's not like really Mexican food. It's like
a real Mexican to take you out.
Okay.
Have you been on the street? Have you ate the street?
No,
food?
not yet.
Those are good.
I'm thinking too.
So where do they get the pots? You go, where do they get pots over there to,
In Mexico?
no, in Japan, to put their trees in?
Yeah, there's a huge community of professionals, and they are making deals in auctions just for professionals. And there's some kind of like brokers that they are traveling all around Japan, buying and selling bonsai stuff like suiseki books, pots, trees, and then with big trucks they are going to different gardens, and they say, okay, just imagine somebody's going to Bob's place and Bob saying, I have too much, I have too many olives, so I can sell you these olives. So that guy is driving to another nursery, and they say, okay, I have these olives, and they say, okay, I want to buy 2 olives, but I don't have enough money, so I can give you some money, and also I can pay you with pots. And then he's taking some olives and pots to the next place.
They work amongst each other.
Mm-hmm.
And how about you in Mexico? Where do you get your pots?
I have some, in Mexico there are some people making
Okay.
pots, so usually I am taking from them.
Why do you think there's more interest now?
I think there are different reasons. One, of course, it's the globalization and social media, and then there's much more people than knows about bonsai than before. I think that's the main. But also, you know, all the beginners, the pioneers of the bonsai starts with some clubs, and then that clubs are growing little by little, and they're promoting the bonsai art. So I think it's a mix in between several things.
Will you speak up a little bit?
Huh?
Speak up a little bit?
Speak
Talk
up.
louder.
Louder.
Ah.
Louder.
So
Bob didn't have his hearing aid up already.
you need to eat more fruits.
I thought you were saying how tall the tree was.
More pineapple, Bob.
Mostly yellow fruits.
Yeah.
SpongeBob.
It's SpongeBob, yeah.
I'm taking enough time with this part of the tree because I don't want to break the branch. It's a very useful branch. I have several other branches, but it's very useful, and it's if somebody wants to
Yeah, we have
to
covered.
touch the branch, you can touch the branch, and you can feel that it's not as flexible as it looks like to bend. It's an old tree.
Does Kobayashi have Japanese apprentices?
Yeah.
I heard
Actually-
it was harder to get Japanese apprentices.
Yeah, it's not easy, but you know it's a very important place. So if somebody in Japan wants to be an apprentice, one of the first picks, of course, it's always.
But isn't it hard for them to break into the industry because it's kind of set? And it's hard to compete.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's not easy, but actually now he has I think 3 Japanese apprentices, one guy from Puerto Rico, one from Poland, one from Australia, and I think 1 or 2 from China.
And you need to know Japanese.
But also with English, between English and Japanese, you can do it. Then you can see this is not as flexible as junipers with that thickness can be.
Did you teach Kobayashi some Spanish?
No, not really, but he has a mariachi hat like this, and I have pictures of him dancing with this big hat.
Did he teach you how to use 3 tools in one hand?
No, but well, actually, he explained his way, but it's not like teaching. I used to work with 2 scissors, but it was before going to Japan, and that's because it's faster for me when I'm wiring the small foliage, and I took that technique from my barber when he's using the scissor and the comb. So I use that technique from him.
When you go back, do you pay your own way or he has you?
Usually I am paying the flight ticket. Sometimes he's paying my flight ticket, but all the accommodation, food, everything he's paying for that. Because it's different to be a student and being an apprentice. To be a student, it's like regular people who is paying for being there for one month or 3 months, and that's it. And the apprentices are like full-time apprentices, so it's different.
How did you choose him?
He chose me. Yeah, he picked me. He sent me a letter.
Oh,
Yeah, and I I started buying bonsai tools maybe, I don't remember, maybe 20 years ago or something like that. So the owner of the tool company asked me, hey, do you want to come to study to Japan? I said, of course. So he sent me some information with from different places, but it was very expensive to me because it was like a regular student. And I said, yeah, I would love to do that, but not now. So after 5 years of that talking, we never talk about that again. And 5 years after that talking, I got an email in Japanese. I thought can be a virus or something like that. So I didn't open that email for almost 2 weeks. And I said, well, okay, maybe in the iPhone there are not viruses. So I opened the email and I put it in the translator, and it was a Mr. Kobayashi letter. So that guy gave Mr. Kobayashi like my curriculum and photos of my work and everything, and he invited me to be part of his apprentice group. So since the beginning I didn't pay anything. He paid my flight ticket, accommodation, everything for me.
And it's either like 3 years or 6 years?
Yeah, no, for Mr. Grace it's not about time, it's about your skills. What can you do? Because he had an apprentice for almost 8 years, and he said that that guy can't even wire in 8 years. So he said it's not about time, it's about what can you do. So after 3 years, I finished my apprenticeship in 3 years. But I decided to go another 3 years, but just for a couple months every year. But since my first 3 years, I got my certificate. And I used to go every year just for help him, mostly in the Kukufu exhibition season in February. It's a very busy season.
Can anyone go visit his nursery?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, it's an open museum. This is taking me more time than usually because
You don't want to let me know how tall the trees are.
It's a mystery.
It's in Spanish, that's what I'll tell you. Yeah, in Spanish.
You gotta stay till the end.
Watch the credits.
Yeah, exactly.
It's less than 12 inches, I don't want.
so you have to buy the tickets now. You have to buy the tickets now.
I have some. These are good. Be there in about 15 minutes.
You got another hour, so keep going.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
Yeah, he'll be here in a minute.
It's almost done.
I know.
You should have brought one of your employees on travel to do all your grunt work, clean up all the branches for you.
Yeah, well, it's a good idea.
Make them work for the plane ticket.
And I used to do that with Mr. Kobayashi several years ago. He said, hey Hugo, how close are you from Massachusetts? So I said, well, it's not really close, but it's closer than you, but it's not that close. So you have to come because I have a demonstration, and he pay everything, and also my
Now it's your
fee.
turn. Now you gotta do it to somebody
Yeah.
else.
That helps you get recognized, right?
Hmm?
That helps you get recognized
Mhm.
because you're with him.
made you get started in bonsai?
Hmm?
What made you get started? How old were you when you started?
It was around 14, 15 years old.
And what got you interested?
In my family, my grandmother was always really into the plants, and then somebody gave my mother some that Walmart small trees. So it was fascinating for me. So and then after the Karate Kid movie and everything, so I became interested.
Short answer would have been Abuela.
Mhm.
Yeah.
How are you deciding on the movement of that branch? It's significantly different than what it
Yeah,
originally was.
now I'm playing a little bit with the branch. I'm trying to follow a little bit the original movement. For example, with my elbow, it's easier to move in this direction than the other direction. So I'm trying to follow a little bit the branch direction.
No, not beginner. I just kill trees.
Hey Bob, are you getting fall color yet?
A little bit.
Do you get fall color in Mexico?
Altitude.
Fall color, where the trees go from green to red and yellow?
No, not really. Just a few varieties, just a few trees. We can have that changing color, but not usually. It's not in fall. It's more in winter because our winter it's almost the fall in other countries. So usually in winter we are having that changing colors.
Yeah, like the Midwest, they got the trees,
Mhm.
gorgeous, yeah.
For bending branches that are very very hard, it's better instead of using just one big thick wire, it's better to use double or triple wire so we can protect a little bit more the branch. That's why now I'm using more wire than usually, double or triple wire in the same place to protect the branches.
Triple wrap of aluminum is cheaper than a single wrap of copper.
Yeah. Of course, Bob not perfectly knows what am I doing.
Talking about me, you trader?
And I will let you know after this bending. Just give me a second.
Take a break.
Yeah. Yeah, we can take a break. We can take a break. So, and Greg's on his way, so we'll give him so if you go take a break.
Then we'll make them wait to tell us.
Okay. Yeah, no, it's a good time to take a break right now. So.
Sure, you did that?
So Greg's here for
Right on time.
raffles. Right on time, Greg. Just taking a break.
Get to it.
You guys want to come up and take a look and see what he's doing? Can we get you anything? A cookie?
No, I'm good.
Beer?
No,
Or pineapple pizza?
bastante bien.
Poco a poco, pero sí es un árbol muy viejo y las ramas están muy rígidas. Y sin rafia no es tan fácil.
Te traigo unas herramientas de caballero. It's good to hear of you. Me sorprende su inglés, por lo cierto. I'm impressed by your English. Bastante bien, caballero.
Gracias.
What size or front?
Sorry?
What size or front? ¿Cómo está en el frente?
Yeah, maybe two. Yeah, this will be dead with like this. Yeah.
Senior.
And you, what you gonna cut out? Like where? Oh.
Yeah, I'm going to make the tree just
Oh my god. Cut it off.
Well, remember when I was saying the thing about the cascade? Since you have these big whips and all this energy, you're losing like 5 years of energy growth by going to there. So wouldn't you gain that 5 years if you just made a semi-cascade?
Don't forget, I had the hat.
Let that be the apex, give that the sun, change the planting angle, this gets all the sun, that gets the energy, that thickens up faster.
Yeah, I think it's easier. It's just important to cut the foliage little by little. I'm going to explain later this, but just to move all their energy from here to here, just to feel these spaces.
You're gonna create. You're thinking about creating some deadwood with the red.
Yeah, maybe like this.
So it's different than a pine, whereas in a pine you keep that sacrificial branch.
Yeah, in this case, I'm going to keep this sacrifice foliage.
Oh, you will?
Yeah, I'm not going to cut now. I already cut now. Cut in.
But I thought you said you wanted to transfer the energy.
Yeah, but I will transfer the energy little by little, not in one step. I have to keep some of this foliage for a couple months. Then after getting a new growing here, I can cut a little by little this sacrifice
Some of the
foliage.
roots too, which is nice.
The roots is not fine. Yeah, it's fine. But for now, I don't want to touch the roots. No, I want to cut all the sacrifice foliage and keep just this foliage with enough energy. Then I can repot the tree.
You don't think there'll be dieback on the roots? No, it'll be okay.
Now, if you do that little by little, that's not any.
What if it's like a really old?
You
In
have
that case,
to be
you-
more careful, and you have to wait more onto cutting the foliage.
Yeah.
But
Still, roots is okay. Okay.
yeah, no problem. Yeah, from maybe not all that foliage, but
This
most
is a
of the
sign
foliage.
that it's not
I just like to cut this because it was close to my design. I don't want to cover my main tree.
Yeah,
That's why
no matter
I
what,
cut certain
the roots never
areas
stop.
and leave
They don't
that
ever
forest that is far away from my design.
When would you cut that?
Usually it can be more or less every after the first 2 months. For 2 months, not cut. Then after that, every month or 1.5 months, you can cut maybe like for example this area. Then another 1 or 2 months, another area. It's little by little. Then in total maybe 4 or 5 months. But it's like general. But it's not. They are not rules. The tree is going to tell you if the tree is growing in this area, what condition. You look like the tree is strong enough, then you can cut. If the tree is not growing, you have to stop cutting even in 6 months.
So meaning if you cut too much of it now, the tree may not survive.
Exactly.
Too much stress on it right now.
Oh, and it's cool.
And so you would, it's just one of those things that, of course, you keep feeding it, you know.
Enough sunshine.
You give it some love, and then it'll tell you. Like typically, like with junipers, like with this,
Yeah, I
for instance,
know.
what would be your first cut?
I have one from 1974.
Like, let's say,
I forget what it was called.
Because it's the
There's a
strongest.
picture of Frank
And
Goya.
not this because it's closer
Smoking a
to
cigarette. It was cigarette.
my design. I prefer to cut. I prefer to cut all the folds close to my design to have enough sunshine here.
So it's not strategically, so you just want it to get sun as much as possible.
Every amount I extract as much as the maximum yeah.
26 años.
Right here.
Sí, ya 26 años.
Same with New York. I get ones.
Are you buying a hat?
My question was about really just about
Very small.
Yes, I have
Yeah, I know.
But I asked him more like something I like too many that I don't get.
Sometimes you don't even have like a
Who will be the new owner? So I will keep some of the fold just to protect the tree and to make a straight line. It's not like an interesting curve here or something.
I'm like, I don't get that name like, like the.
Yeah, that's the best. This is the best thing.
$40 in a hat is
How's your wife? Oh, really?
You're gonna go
Yeah, it was the invitation. Something. Yeah, from Saturday to Sunday. Now I'm staying at Bob's place. Then today, tomorrow with Bob. Then Saturday night after the demonstration. Jason is taking me from there to the place. Saturday night to work all the day Sunday with him. And then Sunday night, Bob is picking me up from Jason's place to his place. And then Monday morning, I'm leaving.
Maybe if I can pick you up my
Are you closer to?
Yeah, from very close Hugo, is this a sign that the roots are root bound now?
I just maybe damage with maybe somebody heat or something. It's not about roots. The roots problem doesn't look like this. Like it's more like big areas and they're more yellow, not just burning.
But would it be in this area here? Like
It can be here or
anywhere?
Yeah.
Anywhere?
But there are big areas, not just small branches.
Where you want it on your shirt, so you never have to adjust it again. See, Shirley?
Now not much. No.
No, well, we don't have shirts here, but we can, we'll have them, if you want a shirt, t-shirt.
So I'm thinking Shirley and Rick.
So what do you want? Okay, oh, he got his.
Yeah, he got it.
Okay.
Hugo, you want something to eat?
Did you try it on?
No,
Try it on.
I'm down.
I like pineapple.
Yeah, yeah, oh, yeah, I know.
As long as it doesn't move off the
Yeah.
Actually, went from 300 to 400. Talked to him, and
Absolutely delicious. I don't know what it is. And I tried everything.
Saturday night.
Did you order one when you
Just let Jason know. Otherwise, they're gonna book a hotel.
Okay. Yeah.
I keep forgetting to order.
Oh, yeah, did you look at that?
Don't worry, whenever you're free.
You're going to gin this as well?
Yeah, I was going through that, I said, well, this is great. I'm gonna see this, the one I'm reading through it, oh, this is good. I said, oh, he's gonna love this.
Okay.
I'm just on my running.
Thanks again.
Great.
Oops.
I didn't put my name.
Or you can go.
I don't exist.
Hey, Kelly.
I ripped the wrong side.
Pineapple and tea, good. Pineapple pizza,
No good. Okay, 5 more minutes, and then we'll get back to Hugo.
Tired.
Yeah, what do you want? Shirley? Take it. Take it.
Yeah, I told him.
Here, I was just using it.
And if you want to pay next year's registration, Shirley will take that too.
I take any money.
You take all the money.
Shirley, I can't decide what's better, the apple snuffer or the glasses.
Whatever you want, whatever you like. That's okay. Kevin says, "Que pasó?"
Did you learn how to speak Japanese?
Just a few words. I can talk with my teacher
Again, you're gonna have
for
workshops.
several minutes,
And
just
always have
talking
one
about
on,
bonsai.
tomorrow, right?
I can talk about politics or weather or
Sunday at Jason's.
Yes, so if you
I
guys are
signed up for
interested,
your class.
you can just get a hold of Bob.
With Jason. Jason.
Ah,
So I'll
sounded-
see you there.
Ah, good. Thank you.
You're welcome.
You're just doing the math. I was thinking like an Benji.
Sure. You'll learn how to style a tree.
Bigger, looks good. Hey, it matches the Lakers, man.
Thank you again.
Not like New York and Dodgers, they're just better.
Where do you live? Okay,
What's the name
Chino's
badge
probably
for?
closer.
The name badge.
If you want a name badge, like when we have our show.
Put the club name and your name.
So every time when they come join, and they can see, how does it look like?
I think it's just like a small group. So you volunteer at like our show, you just have a name so everyone knows you're part of the club.
They're really nice. They're metal.
I think it's a good idea. So when they come to join the show,
Yeah.
good idea.
This is that one.
So Hugo, you're really working that one branch. I presume that's the one branch.
Mm-hmm.
It's really, really, really tall tree.
Yeah.
I presume you chose it because of the scaling. The scale was good.
Mhm,
The
exactly.
structure was good. And you just went from there.
You gotta warn you though, this could be a little addicting.
Yeah, it's important to keep a good scale in order to make all the trees.
The best potential of what you have.
Yeah.
I've never known anybody go to jail.
So what kind of like Yamadori do you have? Like Mexican
We have a couple pines, junipers, and some other deciduous trees.
That's native to Mexico?
Yep, some of them are native.
What is this decision which is native to Mexico?
It's we call acacia.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about out of Mexico? Have you collected out of Mexico?
No, never.
Only in Mexico?
Well, I collect some mugo pines in Italy, but no, with other guys, and some in France.
Did you see Maru's bonsai studio
Yeah.
in Italy?
Yeah, he's my friend. I teach some workshops there 5-6 years ago.
What about when you collected with Kobayashi?
Now it's not. It's forbidden to collect in Japan.
But I thought that you collected with Kobayashi one time.
No, but not.
You have photos with him.
But we were not collecting. We were just, and that pictures were here in California in Joshua Tree Park.
So he was here.
Yeah,
Kobayashi was here.
yeah, maybe 6 years ago.
Oh, for the conference. We were here for the convention.
Mm-hmm.
You were here too.
Yeah,
I'm
considering
Golden, younger too.
Yeah, Golden State.
Can we sit down, please? And,
Oh,
let's get Hugo
that's the
back
time.
in
Oh,
action.
that's the time you went to Peter's house.
Mm.
I remember.
No, that was me.
Where did you guys go? California, just to the Mojave?
Mm-hmm. Good.
He must have been not used to the heat.
I can't.
So total charge $65.
Oh, yeah. Okay, Hugo, fill us in on what you've been doing. Fill us in on what you've been doing.
Yeah, now actually I'm just wiring now. To wire all the small branches to start bending the.
Get your attention, please. Thank you. So he said he's wiring all the small branches so he can get them ready to place them.
Okay, set.
And I'm thinking on pineapple and.
Oh, pineapple, yeah, right. Bob?
It's very important.
That's right.
If you want to design a good bonsai, you have to eat pineapple every day.
That's a pineapple tree.
So Bob, he told me how tall. About 2 feet.
Membership as well as raffle tickets. How much raffle tickets?
And how much was it?
Hat is $20. The apron is $10. Apron is $40.
And I have a
They're all the same.
So you want a hat?
Do you have enough cups? I want one.
Okay.
Yeah, just save one for me, please.
Large, I presume?
I think large.
Okay, perfect. We should have plenty.
What was your formal art training like?
Sorry?
What was the formal art training like?
formal art training.
You said during your apprenticeship you did formal art
Yeah,
training.
but-
Were you drawing, painting?
No, it's just over there, just making bonsai.
Okay.
But always, when I'm not making bonsai, I'm trying to learn about different kind of art.
I see.
Maybe not making, for example, maybe not making sculpture, but trying to
Looking.
yeah,
Training your eye.
yeah, exactly.
One side. And what you do is you do a cross and then you just slide one edge, then you tie it here where you want it to be.
You're not even creative.
Some people like it up here, some people like it up here.
Saturday, Sunday, we have Monday, Wednesday,
Like you're ready there, somebody said.
Thursday, Thanksgiving, Friday, shopping, Saturday,
Oh, you don't need to.
sometimes we don't know. Saturday I'm free, Sunday is CBS. I'm waiting for freeways right now. I wanna go to Fitz and actually go in the fall.
Are you setting up a field trip?
I just wanna go. Just gotta wait for work. But it's hard to go shopping. It's hard to go shopping. I'm always tired. It's hard to go shopping.
Do you want a receipt?
Hey Joe, is Lindsay coming tonight?
He had dinner with his son, so he was gonna try to make it, but I don't think so. You have any questions? I'll see him Saturday, so.
No, I want to thank you for
Okay, yeah.
the show.
Yeah, his son's been working, out of town, so.
That's right, he's doing the, what's it, EDC? Electric daisy,
This weekend, the EDC.
yeah.
I like.
There we go, thank you. I was like, what is so damn acronyms? Salt rage. The sun works the light. Too old for that, Hugo. Too old for that stuff. You're not. Gotta bring your Pomeranians a little purse.
Yeah.
Sound asleep. You put it down.
Really? She brought $20 in tickets, raffle tickets. She brought $20 in raffle tickets.
No, I'm just gonna put it down here, so.
Anyone else wanna buy hats or aprons? No. Oh, you wanna pay?
Yeah, I think this side. Yeah. I'm just gonna get you out to get that.
Oh, I'm done, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Joe,
Yes.
so Doyle sold out for
Doyle sold out tomorrow. So we have,
Bob.
Bob, you have any space?
Yeah, we have 2 or 3 spots. And then
Okay, and Jason has, I think he's 6 spots there.
Yes.
Okay?
Is he still open 6 spots?
I think so. He emailed me, I just got the email on the way here.
Okay.
So,
Go text him. He responds pretty well.
If you're nice, Jason might buy you pizza with pineapple on it.
I heard mushrooms for a second there. Was that a slip? Did you like mushrooms? Do you like mushrooms?
Not on pizza, but no pizza mushrooms.
Those are magic mushrooms. They're different. They're showing you. They're showing you. They're funny guys, right?
Pepperoni, right? At the end of the story.
Because of the sauce.
Sauce on it? Yeah.
If it's really good, you don't even need sausage. Cheese and sauce.
Hugo, what's your favorite food? Pineapple. Don't say pineapple. Tacos.
Tacos with pineapple. The al pastor? Yeah.
Pineapple.
Can't go wrong with al pastor.
Someone's gotta take him against the street tacos.
Get him some good tacos. Don't take him to Del Taco,
No,
please.
the street tacos.
Okay, yeah. No, Taco Bell.
No. Come on. Taco Bell is like pizzas with pineapple.
No. Chipotle. That's the Subways of yeah. It's great up here.
He was giving me crap earlier in the day because I told him that this place by me that makes a barbecue cheeseburger with peanut butter and jelly on it. And it's awesome.
It's a heart attack to go.
I don't know.
Fried egg,
Really good.
fried egg on top too. Fried egg on top.
No, just peanut butter and jelly on a barbecue. Really good. It was weird enough I had to try it.
I love your
It would make sense. I mean, the peanut butter.
That place I just.
So Hugo, El Pastor tacos?
Yeah.
Okay.
I love them.
Barbecue cheeseburger with peanut butter and jelly on it.
Were you craving that when you're in Japan?
Hmm?
El Pastor tacos? So you're craving that when you're in Japan?
No,
No?
not in Japan.
You're doing it that way to getting adjusted.
In Japan, I love the udon,
Okay.
yakisoba, ramen,
Like Natsu?
katsudon.
Oh, well.
Lindsay's here.
You're early for our next meeting.
Everyone's asking about you.
We all wanted to say thanks for the awesome show.
Come on. Oh, you're out of here. Look at this right for me.
Hey Hugo, have you ever seen Kobayashi not wearing a gi?
Sorry?
Have you ever seen Kobayashi not wearing a gi?
No.
You ever asked him,
Yeah.
why does he always wear a
Oh,
gi every day?
yeah, always like that, and sometimes with really in just in special moments, the kimono, and sometimes in some opening ceremonies a suit, but 99.9% of the time, just that it's called samue. Samue. Yeah, it's like the traditional working suit.
And my trust don't lose their like even my neighbors.
Hey, you don't have headlights, do you?
Safe. You wear your body. That's a universal wine. Now I can afford a hat.
Oh.
So Shirley, look at a hat.
Good trade. Trading.
I'm the big head.
Do you have that?
Hey, Lindsay. On behalf of California Lucha Society, I want to thank you very much for an incredible kind of small, but it's okay. You did a great job. I'll make sure that we miss the next one. They do better without us. Not really. It was a big help. From all reports.
No, it's the thing now. didn't bring a lunch, we'll have them at the show.
Okay.
No, those are the ones Joe ordered.
Hugo, I presume, we're looking at the back, I presume. Correct?
Yep.
Okay, just making sure.
Where's the fabric?
Or maybe not.
Depends, right? The big tree, what are you talking about? Earlier.
He's gonna turn it into a raft. Hell.
No, I don't need any.
Every time I go down to the oil,
But now how tall is the tree?
This is going to be the tree, just with one branch. This is going to be a very small tree, but I think it's a better proportion between the thickness here and the highest of the tree. In the future, we have to cut maybe this branch around here, and then we have to make the main gene in this area. I think we can reduce a little bit more this gene and create a shari in this area to create better taper. In this case, I don't want to cut more foliage because I don't want to lose the energy and the vigor of the tree. In junipers, always the vigor of the tree came from the foliage, so it's important to keep the tree with enough foliage.
how long?
It depends. The tree is going to tell you. Usually, it's maybe after this pruning and this wiring, you have to keep the tree and let the tree rest for at least 2 months, and then after 2 months we can start cutting this sacrifice foliage. Maybe an area like this, maybe 30%. We can cut the 30%, then another 1 or 2 months, another 30%, then maybe in 6 months we can cut everything. But it's not a rule. It's not like every 2 months I have to cut. The tree is going to tell you. If the tree is in this area, it's growing and you are seeing back budding and you're growing here, then that means that the tree is healthy, and then you can cut that 30%. If the tree is not growing, you can't cut. Even if it takes you 1 or 2 years, you have to cut, you have to wait. So the tree is going to tell you when is the time to cut.
I'm sorry, if it was possible to cut it now, where would you make the cut?
here. Yeah, this area, because always, and also this branch, always the branches that are closer than my design, because I don't want, I want this area catch enough sunshine.
So you're gonna keep that?
Yeah, now I'm going to keep.
No, I think you misunderstood the question. If the tree was healthy enough now and you could cut the top off, where would you cut it?
No,
No, I know you're not going to, but when it's ready for the final cut, where would you cut it?
Where?
Yeah.
Maybe here.
Okay.
And just to keep this small piece of as a deadwood here, to make a gin. I don't need a big gin, and also, you know, this part of the trunk, it's straight and it's not good taper and not good ramification, so there's not any possibility to work with this area. Maybe if this branch could be with more better movement and better ramification, maybe we can keep a big gin. But this is not good, so I prefer just to cut here and make a short gin here, and this one will be shorter.
Thank you.
And it's really important to work after cutting this to make the shari here, to create the illusion of better taper and a more softer transition between this taper, this thickness and this. Where you have the front? Yep, like.
Mark it for me, please. My brain's like a sieve. I'll forget this.
And you should repot the tree. So any questions about this?
What is the wire?
This one? Just to mark the front of the tree, to recognize the front.
How many years until it's show ready? 10?
Depends with good growing technique, maybe around 4 years, between 3 or 4 years. This tree can be good conditions maybe in 1.5 year, but for me for being a show tree should be perfect, not just good tree. Maybe it can be a show tree, a regular show tree in 1 year, but a really nice to show. Yeah, maybe 4 years, 5 years, and to have the perfect ramification, the leaf size, and everything.
You put the shari on the junipers anytime during the year, or do you have a specific season?
Usually, just not in summer.
Not in summer.
And then in spring, fall, winter. It depends more like about the tree's health and not about the season. But usually not in summer.
Why?
Because it's the warmest season, and then when we are making sharis, the tree is going to lose moisture, so it's important not to. And also when you're cleaning the bark in the tree, you can't do that in summer. Yeah, and also the bark, when you're cleaning, you're brushing the bark, that red bark is like baby skin. So imagine a baby in summer in the beach.
SPF 50?
Any other question?
After the 5 years when it's show ready, how many pesos? 5,000 pesos? 6,000 pesos?
Pesos, yeah, maybe more, but dollars, maybe. Let me see. Bob, do you know more about?
$39.99.
Any other questions or about the species?
You mentioned good growing technique. What is involved in good growing technique?
Good wiring, good feeding the right fertilizer in the right season. The watering, it's very important, because if you're not watering the tree in the right conditions, you can start losing some branches or foliage. So it's going to take maybe 1 or 2 more years to regrow that small branches, even if they are really small in this tree. Enough sunshine. We need enough sun to create to have this good foliage. Everything. The right repotting in the right season.
If this tree is yours, what would you do with it?
Yep.
If this tree is yours, what would you do with it in the future, by next year?
I think for now at least 2 months or until the next spring, just leave the tree like that. Then you start cutting the sacrifice foliage until being able to cut everything until here. Then start working with the deadwood. Then repot the tree in a big pot like this, just changing the soil and working a little bit in the roots.
So in other words, you'd let the whole tree grow up again until just cut it off.
Mhm.
Okay.
And then just feeding the tree for another couple of years until the final repot. And you ask about the final pot. For me, a rectangle pot, maybe this deep, this size.
So when's the wire to ready to remove?
Maybe it also depends the growing and the
So
technique.
how do you know like it's ready to remove?
It
How do
always the foliage, the small branch that I wire with this small wire, maybe in 1.5 or 2 months they're ready. The big wires, maybe it can take me 5 months, 6 months, depends. But we don't want to have the wire digging into the bark. So before that, we have to take out the wire, and sometimes the branches are going back to the original place or close to the original place. So we have to rewire the tree again.
like braces, huh?
Exactly. Any other question?
Hugo, can you do a spin really quick, a slow spin?
Me or the
Oh, you can both, man. If you can do a parallel.
What's the meaning of life? What do you do?
Awesome.
To eat enough pineapple.
He's learning.
Awesome, very brave.
All right.
Okay.